Yeah, I know what's coming next. If you don't see this, you'll be looking from it. I think that's going to be the next shirt. The next shirt is going to be, if you don't see this, you'll be looking from it. Yeah. This is really the whole compilation of all these years of extreme study, strenuous effort, trying not only to expand my muscular and my skeletal thing, but the mind itself, to expand it so I could have this idea fit in and land, which is, if you don't see the mental activity of claiming, you're going to be looking from it. Yeah. Now, you can't see it with your eyes, obviously, or the eyes. But of course, we're talking about awareness, let's say, because awareness is before where you're looking from. Even though where you're looking from seems to be the starting point, it's not really the starting point. Yeah. It it's close to be seen as the starting point in time, but time is something that doesn't capture the true starting point. Yeah. The true starting point is no time. So here you are. That is what we are, in a sense, Buddha minds, whatever you want to call it. And from there, we can see what we were looking from. We can see the manufacturing perch and the manufactured outlook. And when you can see that, something's going to happen, I'm sure. Yeah. First of all, it's going to be somewhat surprising. But that which is very difficult to investigate when you're looking with it, seeing it is the investigation is open and closed in 1 second. Yeah. And what's the investigation conclude? You're not that. And then all your attempts to try to pry your interest away from this idea of you, or to try to redirect it or send it to another power, will just migrate from this idea of where you're looking from. It will. They'll just leave that. It will not land on that branch as much as it used to. And when it lands, it came from somewhere else that's never forgotten when it lands on the branch. It still knows where it comes from, even though when it lands on the branch, where we've missed the landing on the branch, we thought we started at that branch, but we haven't. It's made up, it's mentally contrived, and it's mentally reinforced, and it's mentally repeated. Yeah. But it has to take time to do that, because at the factual point of being reality, it is not that which is being reality. It's a manifestation in the dreaming, so to speak. Yes. Ramana, I think, used to say the body is imagined in the mind, so to speak. It's an appearance of the mind, the big M mind. The body appears in there. Yeah. This is why the person leaves, Jim transcended or transitioned or departed or left the mortal coil. And then right there, with that factual statement, there's the body. Yeah. The body didn't seem to transition. The body didn't seem to, it's the body gets left behind, doesn't it? That's what you're left with. When someone passes, that which you called the body all the time, it was, inflamed by existence. When that existence flies the coop, you're left with a husk. Yeah. Yeah. Yet you have a story that was Jim the whole time, that you were seeing it as a body. As soon as Jim passes away, it wasn't Jim. It was never Jim. Yeah. Oh, Jim left. Jim left this. Where? There he is. No, that isn't Jim. Well, we've been calling him Jim. Yeah, I invited him over many times for dinner. He owes me some money. Shit like that. Jim hasn't left. No, Jim transitioned. He forgot a big package. He forgot the flesh bag has been left behind. Yeah. It seems like it's inevitably left. Yeah. I have not seen, supposedly they saw Jesus resurrected, I think, and supposedly this, they wanted to bolster hits on his uh, YouTube channel, but he rose as a body into the thing. You know, I don't know if that happened really. So because the body seems to have absolutely no oomph. Yeah. It's part of the rocket, it seems, but when it does its job, it drops off. Yeah. It's a booster. It allows the rocket to appear here, but when the here is seemingly over, it just drops. Yeah. And it stays here, doesn't it? Jim seemed to transition. Jim seemed to transcend, but the body's left behind. The body can't go anywhere else but here. The body can't appear anywhere else but here in this dreaming. It's got to be left in the dreaming. Yeah. So that which is not of the dreaming, when it leaves behind that which is of the dreaming. That's like it says, you came here with nothing, you're going to leave with nothing. Yeah. You came here with nothing of this place, and you're going to leave with nothing of this place. Yeah. But while we're here, we're content, the head is completely obsessed with this ideation of Paul as the body. Of course, obviously it's not true, so it can't last that long. So it lasts like 70 years, 80 years, and you get to forget it every night. Usually most people, they sleep. They sleep off the fucking trance, and then they wake up, and then Paul wakes up. You wake up first, and then a second later, oh, it's Paul that woke up. Yeah. But you weren't a Paul usually when you wake up. When you wake up in the morning, all bets are off, literally. And then suddenly the head rushes in. Oh, it's Paul, and there's that pillow, and there's that, and touches all the name and forms of things. Yes, this, yeah, gets it, gets its gets its guidance ready. Okay, touches, remembers. Okay, let's go. And then it's exhausting. You go to sleep. You get a break. And then the next morning it comes up again. Yeah. There's no guarantee when you go to sleep that you're going to wake up as the body. Yeah. That which you are has never been asleep, but and yet everyone goes to sleep. Most people, that doesn't seem to be a huge pressing uh, situation that I could just not wake up. Well, yeah, obviously, just like, wow, a break from this, I'm going for it. Yeah, no one's gonna steal my sleep from me. I need that sleep. I can't go on as Paul until I get some not Paul. It's just way too much. But it's amazing how quickly you realize Jim wasn't the body when Jim seems to have passed or gone somewhere and you're left with the body completely. It would have been nice if he left a note. This was never Jim. Maybe that would work. So this was never Jim. Joke's on you. Where's that note? It's in here somewhere. Just burn it. Just burn it fast. Don't put it in a mausoleum, shit like that. Use that ground to create, grow tomatoes or something. Just cremate the thing. take whatever's useful for other and just let it go. Yeah. Wow. So, yeah. So this is what was one of the first things that dawned on me, strong, which was the claiming. First, I thought it was I was claiming. So when something happened, like seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, touching, I knew there was a claiming. I thought it was I was claiming, but thank God it's mechanical. Yeah. Yeah. The I that you think from and as is manufactured. Yeah. So it's an afterthought that believes it's the before thought, but it's an afterthought. Yeah. That explains a lot. Yeah. Because what you're trying to get out of, you're not actually in. And what you're trying to get in, you're not actually out of. Yeah. And I don't believe that dilemma can be fixed by the thing that carries that dilemma. I don't. I believe that you are before that. Yeah. And because of that, which has never been uh, changed or taken away or withdrawn, and you have to earn it back, you are being ourselves reality. And that is before the idea of Paul, and then the appearance of Paul, and the constant repetition of Paul. It's before it, and you can see it. And when there's an awareness of it, you have now seen what you believe wasn't you looking, but what it was. Uh, if you don't see it, you're going to be looking from it. Yeah, you're not actually. That's just a catchy statement. Yeah, there's going to be a looking from it that says there's a you. There's no you looking from it, but the looking from it will say there's a you. Yeah. So, yeah, if you don't see that, you're going to be looking from it. Yeah. And there'll be a you that feels like it's looking from it. Yeah. But the looking from it is what the you is derived by the claiming of the looking from it. The you is not doing the looking from it. The claiming of the looking from it is there's a you that's looking from it. Yeah. There's a you that's seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, touching. And then the emphasis or the sense of that going on is replaced with a new emphasis, which is see or hear or feel or taste or touch her. So you seem to be pulled out of the river of verbing, and you're placed in a little island called the noun, me, you. Yeah. And it separates itself even more because it gets crowned sooner or later as a me. Yeah. So there's the you, and it's sort of cumbersome because there's a lot of you seemingly. That's not enough. So basically, there's a coronation, you know, and then you're me. But this coronation happens with every you. So every you, sooner or later, is seen as a me. And when you're seen as a me, every other you is seen as a you. And I can do whatever I want to that fucking you, but you better not try to do it to me. So it gets a real galvanized, strange point of view. Like we were going into that ends and means thing. When you are the ends, it justifies every means. And you can get a good idea that this is being taken to be the ends by the sense of the feeling of me, that you're not even uh, you find very little resemblance to any other yous. You're a special, but you're obviously not, but you're a special edition you called me. Yet everyone else has that same feeling. And of course, in the bumper cars, there's going to be a lot of ramming and running into other bumper cars and say, don't you realize who I am? You're you, no, I'm me. And I should be treated as such. And so, but you have not moved, actually. Now a body can move, yeah, but what you are doesn't move. Yeah, there may be tons of movement in it, but it doesn't move. It's all there is everywhere. What? And it has a brightness to it in a sense, not a brightness like 100 watt, 50 watt. It's awake. There's awareness, very astute awareness. Yeah, that has been neutralized by it through time. So the head has manufactured this idea of you pictured as a body in time to override your actually your origin story, which is before. Yeah. And I humbly don't believe that story that is of the after is ever going to take a trip to the before. It won't be able to. It will, it's its delusional appearance can't go into the before. It can only keep appearing in the after. Yeah. So in the after, it makes up stories and concepts about what the before will look like, but it can never go to the before. Yeah. There's no, this just, it's not happening. Yeah. So one guy would say your absolute presence is your absolute absence. So what is the absolute absence? The body and this whole idea. And that absolute absence is your absolute presence, which is not of a thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's not like that which is appearing is going to disappear a little bit, but still be the appearance, but mostly disappeared. It's not going to go that way. I don't feel. So if you see the head, what it does, and you see that the reason why you can't get before it because you're a manufactured idea. Yes. So the machinery that manufactures you, you're of the machinery. That's why you can't get out because you're part of it in a way. The idea of you is a manufactured idea. And part of its programming is that it can escape that you as that you, and it can't. And no matter how many times you try and fail, the head doesn't get it. It still believes that when push comes to shove, it's flying away from your demise. Yeah. It's going to continue when you seem to stop. I don't think so. Yeah. So if this is impossible, uh, why waste time trying to buy it new pairs of glasses? It can't fucking see. It can't see into the before because it is it's an appearance in the after. It's never gonna be before. Yeah. So you get that sense when you see it because and then this that sense you get a hit that it's got to be mechanical because you're surprised by most of the shit that happens first of all. Yeah, you're out to lunch literally. And there's a belief that you are before shit, but the experiences you seem to be an afterthought. Yeah. Usually when you're out in life, you don't know something's going to hit you until it hits you. After it hits you, you're fucking walking around. Yeah. Really out to lunch in a sense. So when you recognize that's not you, that manufactured point, there's going to be a migration of interest and attention. And somehow the interest and attention changes what's emphasized. Yeah. And the emphasis is trippy because you can read a word. Yeah. And then in the written thing, they have something to accent one of the syllables. Yeah. But if you don't have that, it looks like the same word. Like in England, it's what is it? Aluminum, aluminium, and we it's aluminum. Yeah. The emphasis is different. Yeah. Well, that's mimicking, or it's like a weak example of what happens here is emphasis shift. Yeah. Yeah. And the emphasis in most of us has been a self-centered emphasis. Yeah. Like we say in recovery, we're not much, but we all that we think about. Yeah. It's a weird dynamic, but the emphasis continues. Yeah. And you try to change the words and you move them around, but it's the emphasis that seems to be like preset, and you're just at the effect of it. Yeah. Yeah. Now, when you see that and it is preset and you are the effect of it, yeah, and that doesn't seem like a bummer, but like a hallelujah, the emphasis shifts for sure. Just like recovery does that for the action figure. The action figure emphasis has been it's the end. I'm doing everything to get this better, get it money, get it this, get it that. It's always seen as an ends in self-centeredness. Yeah. And then in recovery, our underlying basis gets shifted, and we see we're a means, and that we have a much higher, not a higher calling that make it, but there's a purpose to us that we don't see it when we're only about the end, that we're a means and something, and we can, as an action figure, can be given over to something for that something to use us. Yeah. And all it is mimicking the condition we're already in. We've been turned over to the mental state and it's been using us. Now there's another possibility. Yeah. And we recognize that's not working, maybe truly deeply. And then there's a shift from that mental emphasis to what we would call the spiritual condition, or just let's just say something that's not mental. Yeah. And in doing so, the spiritual condition as a basis sees you as a means. The mental condition of selfing sees you as an ends. That's completely different emphasis. Yeah. And for some people, maybe it works, but the person I was, it didn't work. When it was all about me, uh, the emptiness wasn't the emptiness of the glorious void. It was the emptiness with a pang because I could never fill myself up. Yeah. Yeah. And that which is the crowning emphasis of that basis can't change itself. Yeah. Because it's expressing that emphasis. It's the representative of that emphasis. Yeah. Something has to come in and change the emphasis. It ain't. It's just the emblem on that model. Yeah. It's not going to change the model. Yeah. So when you see that, you realize that no human power, like we have in recovery, no human power can relieve me of this alcoholism, is an incredible fucking statement, because you're a human power. So no human power is going to do it. So all of your efforting and thoughts and processes and shit aren't going to work. Yeah. There's another way, which is just to fucking surrender and admit defeat. Yeah. And then what you really are gets withdrawn from the system. And now a new basis is possible. It's still pictured as an action figure, but its use or its purpose is completely different. Yeah. And then the action figure that with the purpose of an ends constantly causing frustration and more control and more managing and more dis-ease, irritability and restlessness, and then having to either try to be perfect and then blow up into a great perversion or something like happens all the time. Yes, you would there would be you'd be moved to a means where you would feel a purpose. Yes. Even if it's just looking at that bug in the grass, it doesn't have to be it's probably better it's not a purpose of saving the world, because you fuck it, just do something, paint the wall at the community center. Something like that, maybe. Probably better, safer in a way. So this idea, non-duality, is a message from the of. Because we're in the two-ness, because we are projecting ourselves into what we seem to be in. So there isn't a planet called duality. It's a projection of how the mental state sees things, and it sees things in a dualistic way. Yeah. So here we are projecting, yes, and then this body is how to dispute the obviousness of our dualistic nature by having a singular object that we depend on as being us. Yeah, it's a beautiful way. Well, there's not two of me, but it actually there is, in a sense. There's a subject of you and the object of you. Yeah, you're just pictured at a singularity. It can only go so far, but it's pretty good because it's constantly repeated. And every place you walk, you try to find a reflection of it, to see, oh, there I am, there I am, there I am, there I am, while you're being thought about, or the thinker, subject, object, there I am, there I am, there I am. Yeah. So, how did I get two phones? So I got this phone. No, you have to get to that page again.
Text you.
Hey, so these are the ramblings of a fucking, but there is a before in this after. In duality, there's a before and there's an after. And then there is really a before that has no after. Yeah. But let's get clear that we're in the after. And it's going to really clear up a lot of your frustrations about thinking that you're the before and the things that happen after should follow your dictates. You're just the thought that thinks it's the thinker. That's It has no other power over the thoughts. It's a thought, a thought, a thought, but that thought is you're the thinker, which produces a lot of fucking frustration and a dilemma of powerlessness. Yeah. It's just a thought that you're the thinker. You didn't come to it any other way, but you thought it. There was a thought of it. And that's the manufactured program. If there's any activity, it says there's got to be someone doing it. Yeah. And if it ain't you, it's someone else. And if it ain't someone else, it's God, which is just a bigger you. Yeah. Because remember, God is made in our image. We're not made in its image. It's a complete, it's the big daddy in the sky. Yeah. So, so, so the mental claiming you have nothing to do with, nothing. Yeah. The only thing you have to do with it is you're aware of it. Yeah. You're the awareness of it. That's all. Yeah. It's very fast in time. Truly. I do not believe you're going to get out of that process through another process. Yeah. Because the other process, if you feel a need to do another process, is probably to try to get out of the first process. And it's infected with the first process idea. So there'll be a self trying to get out of the self, which can only really reinforce the ad nauseum of the, yeah, yeah. And the thing is, the self trying to get out of the self cannot get that it's not working. It doesn't. When it's confronted with all this evidence, it just says, I got to work harder or manage more or do this. It doesn't have it in the programming. You would think so, but it doesn't. And this is the beauty of when you see these activities that you felt were you or yours as mechanical, you will really lose a lot of interest in them. Yeah. What's keeping you interested in them is they're somehow seen as you or about you. When that you, which is like it's like if you were in a room full of, magnets or iron, and then you had a little magnet in you, and all the iron would be attracted to that magnet. Now, this is like the idea of you to the head. Yeah. It just is constantly attracted to this idea of you. When it's finally entertained, it's not you. that spells breaks. Yeah. Yeah. It may not break immediately to a point where there's relief, but if at least the possibility of it breaking has been revealed, and if you go to satsangs, I humbly believe it will break in a very easy, you can be sitting, you don't even have to dress for the occasion. Yeah, it'll just break. Yeah, I have great faith in satsang, great faith, really. I think doing nothing is it's the greatest jewel that we've missed for so long. Yeah, everyone tries to make doing nothing a subtle something, but if you just get doing nothing, after a while, it breaks the back of that thing. It does. And then you just finally are exhausted and you do nothing, and there the doors that you were trying to push open swing open. Yeah. What happens? And you go, why didn't I get this earlier? And you recognize that ain't you. That says, why didn't I get this earlier? And then a lot of times it would sneak in, and when you greeted it or met it, it would say, oh, it's me. And you let it in. You don't anymore. It's seen as not you. Yeah. Yeah. And then once the interest hits a certain point, the battle is won, literally, in a sense. Yeah, the war is over. And you're in the habit of traveling lighter, basically. Yes? Yeah. And the head rushes in and tries to capture a very important decision, but you sit there waiting for the before to sort of chime in. Yeah. Because I take all my, what is that thing about taking advice? I take all my advice from the before. I don't take the advice from the head. I pause and then I wait and I let for the before to whisper or whatever it's going to do to me. Yeah. Yes. So, all right. It's nice. Oh, there's John R. too. Nice to see John from Australia. Always nice to see Kathleen. No, but the air is much lighter with you in it, Kathleen. Yeah. Oh, the AI is weird. My left eye lid goes off a lot in the AI videos, so just watch. So watch this one. Yeah. And if I said it anyway, I was joking. Yeah. All right, anyone else? Eric is up and about. Kidney or no kidney? Yes. I didn't
Most
think
of the kidney is still
Eric.
there.
What?
It's mostly still there, thank God.
Oh,
Although,
that's good.
even
Well,
if it
you're
wasn't,
not.
I'd be
So
fine.
at least something's here, which is the kidney. You're not. That's good.
It was like, no matter what happens, it's fine. I
Yeah.
realized
Yeah, great. Yes. Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah. If you're being digested by the tiger, it's a good way. Yeah, just say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well. All right. Anyone? Any questions tonight? Or nice to see Ali. Ali has the knee, Eric, the kidney. Yeah. I could, make some guesses what bothers other people, but I better not. Let's keep it there. Yeah. The difference between a knee and my knee, wow, huge, eh? Hugely different. It's incredible. How can you not see this as dreaming? It's a subjective experience. So you have the word knee, Knee. It triggers something. You don't change any letter in it. You just put a little word in front of it, my knee, and it changes the meaning of what comes after. Yeah, it changes the meaning of the knee without touching the knee, any of the letters on it. My, yeah. You would think that the knee comes after truly the my. So the my is a subjective take about the knee. yeah, which overrides anything the knee could actually do as an object. Yeah, the subjective experience of the knee is going to have so much more content if it's held as your knee. It just will. There'll be a lot of content in it. Yeah. So problem, my problem, health, my health, money, my money. What does that my imply? Yeah. If you believe in a reality that has money and health and rocks and things in it, yet if you put a word my, which represents how you see things, that overrides the meaning of the word knee, money, you must be dreaming, obviously. Yeah. Because if there was a real place, it would impose its reality on you. Yeah. But it doesn't. The reality is projected from the subject. And the problem is the subject ain't a subject. It's really an object. Yeah. And then the object uses a subjective language all fucking day. Yeah. And now things are given meaning with the tiniest little word, my. It's incredible. You wouldn't believe that two letters put together that way could imply so much meaning, but it does. The weight of my problem is completely different than the weight of a problem. Yeah. And this weight, because it's a subjective experience, can't be weighed. There's no scale, can't measure it. Yeah. But you live it as if it's so. So your private Idaho could be hellish, truly. Yeah. And how that oomph would be given to the word knee is not through the word knee, but through the the transit of my. Yeah. So as the Course of Miracles says, lesson 2, you and I give everything all the meaning it has. Well, I'll tell you, there's a bridge that meaning comes over, and it's the bridge of my. So why not check it out? And maybe if you want to do some small thing, stop calling something that's not yours yours. Yeah, like it's changed the whole experience people have in recovery when a manifestation of self, this idea of the head, called resentment, is called your resentment. A resentment cannot live for that long. If you do not get off, if someone cuts you off in the freeway and then you get resentful, and if you don't take the exit following that person and then have an altercation and go to jail for 3 years, if you don't, you probably forget it in this one or two more exits. Yes. But once you call it yours, wow, domesticate it, it can live until to the point when you die. It can live on you. Yeah. You're like a hull for all these barnacles. Yeah. You bitch about it all, but there's an underlying owning of it. Yeah. So you say it's like when you own thoughts, then the thoughts have the ability to own you. When you own a problem and call it mine, that problem has the ability to really screw you over, so to speak, as the action figure. You don't see it. You don't see it's all projection. This is a subjective experience. The greatest weight of this event there's no fucking machine in this place that can pick it up. Yet it's the heaviness that people feel more than a weight. Yes. The heaviness of the subjective dreaming. Totally out to lunch here. No one has a scale. Oh, let's weigh the subjectiveness of my day. No, you can only, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, shit like that. Yes. But what you're going through, uh, dreaming, You and I are the dreaming of the dream. I don't like the word dream because it sounds like it's a thing, but let's say you and I are the dreaming of the dreaming. We forget that. How do we do that? By remembering us, by remembering Greg as a body and the head remembering Paul as a body. You're forgetting that you're the dreaming. Yeah. What happens? Oh, that's no problem. I'm into this movie. It's fine. I forgot that I'm dreaming, man. I'm having a great time. Okay, all right. But when you forget that you're dreaming, what happens? You give everything that you're dreaming, you know, all the power to affect you. So now you have an ass that you can get bitten in that ass because now you have an ass as the dreamt. So you forget that you're the dreaming by taking yourself to be the dreamt. There's a clause in that contract that you may not like. Now, everything that you're giving meaning to, everything that you're dreaming, now you give it the ability to affect you. So now you're living an experience that they call in the Course in Miracles. Other people may think it means something else, but the way it means to me is an uncaused effect is an effect in a dream. Yeah. The uncaused effect, when I was scared last night because I saw a tiger, that tiger producing the effect of fear was uncaused because there was no tiger. Yes? That would be called an uncaused effect. Most of what we're going through here is an uncaused effect. We're having a subjective experience, blaming it on objects. Yeah? You need a pair of glasses. What you've asked to guide you is blinder than you, in a sense. Yeah? Yeah. So I humbly believe there is a before that we are of that will give you the eyes to see where the head is looking from. And you won't, where the head is looking from, you won't say it's you looking from. There'll be a break in that alliance or allegiance or the unsuspected spiritless servility to that idea of the head. That will be broken, and you will see that which is looking from something. Yeah. That head looking from self-centeredness, you'll see it. Not in it, you'll be before it. Yeah. And hopefully, if there's anything that gets relieved, is the identification as it. Yeah, that little trance gets broken. You can live with all the other shit, but living as it is a drag all these years. Yes. You can. You'll be able to travel lighter through a lot of shit. But one of the heaviest travels is as that. Yes. Just constantly getting avalanches of my this, my that. It should have been this way. Bada, bada, bada. It's insane. Right? Yeah. Some old people get really, they're like grievance held and they listen to shit that reinforces that grievance and they vow to fucking go to war about that grievance, and it's just feeding a nastiness. I was I was hearing this weird thing. If you want me to share it, you better call me up personally. I don't want to do it on the right now. But this stuff from this thing, no, better not. Now everyone's curious. But there was all right, I'll tell you. There was this some of these Christians are trying to say empathy sucks. You shouldn't have empathy for people. See how the head makes some weird shit ordinary after a while just by fucking proclaiming it. Could you imagine that? Empathy is not a good quality. Yeah, it's not a good quality if you're in a war. That's why they teach people to see the one that they want you to shoot at as an object. Yeah, by giving them nicknames. You know what I mean? Did they remember that they started? You know, in the early, they did a thing that in the like World War One, most people didn't shoot at other people. They just shot in the air and shit like that because the instinct not to kill others was strong, and that was a problem for the armies. So the armies, this is what, the army had a lot to do with video games, the beginning of video games, because they wanted the idea that you're shooting things in a video game and they're just objects to you. They wanted that to sort of be put into the quote unquote real war and shit. So this idea of they had to get over this instinct in people not to kill each other. And so they would present the one they wanted you to kill as an objectify it, yeah, like slant eyes or whatever, and would make it easier. And over the years they kept stats, and they said they were getting better with all the training, that people were, it was easier than to kill other people, which was seen as a success. I don't know, it's a strange, we're in the upside down, whatever you, but it's just incredible. The head is just mutating. The head is mutating. It is. It's mutating over time. Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't have it has a finite of space to move in. It's gonna pop sooner or later. It's gonna hit something sharp. It goes, you know. Yeah. So there's sanctuary. It's not in the after. It's in the before, yeah. And one of the greatest statements was be still, be still. And then when you're be still, you'll see what can't be still. And hopefully with the understanding of non-duality, you'll greet that which cannot be still is not you. I mean, seriously, just yes. Yeah. And then when it disguises as another aspect of itself, and it shows up and says, oh, I've seen what I'm not, you're not that. Yeah. And then the trip is not two. Thank God it could be not 80. We'd have to go through 80 fucking things. This is not two. Simple. Yeah. When the object gets knocked down and then the subject says it got knocked down, let them both go down. That subject is of the object. Yeah. So not two. Yeah. And then I don't know. I think you'll go you can find great satisfaction in little things. Yes. You can just be, you don't, I don't write, my day, and we don't have a page on Zen Bitch Slap where I write my day and what I did all day. It all is very, it's all, well, it did, no one, see, there is one, but no one's gone there, just like the donation page. So there's 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 such, just a loss of interest. Yeah, tell me what music is playing on the donation page. You get no sound. Okay. So there's another page in there, my daily journal. And no one's been following that either. I've even dropped out of that one. Tried it one day. But yeah, basically, there's nothing to write home about. That's the joy of it. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. So any
Yes,
question?
sir. Our friends Ernie and David both would like to say something, I think. Ernie's first.
All right.
I just I just thought I heard that old saying, Paul, regarding the language, like my is the grandson of thought. Like language is the grandson of thought. So like it is created for the mind. Like we're supposed to use the language, but somehow language uses us. So when fear, you put as a prefix as my fear, the language uses us. And then it becomes, the meaning is like more feeling heavy because we are victim of the language instead. And then because it's the grandson of thought or the mind, then you start objectifying, like for instance, the word, I don't know, Great Britain versus Australia. They're just a concept, a container. There's no reality to it. And then once you see it, then it's just really just a thought on its own. And then it somehow destroys this kind of illusion thing, because it's just a language. And that's why sometimes in the book, have you really ever seen a tree? Like,
Yes,
yes, you can't really see. So I just thought I'd share. It's the
Well, yeah,
language.
it's not the language. The language is being used. So I would say the head has gotten to a certain point and it thinks it's a lot bigger than that. And so it's using activities to keep the interest and attention pointed at it. Yes. Yes, really. And the language is basically the language of name and form. Yes. Yes. So, yep. But it's obvious, you can see it very easily. It's not the word my that means anything. My is a conveyor or a vehicle for something. And when everything is being given meaning and you're not aware of almost any of that, in a sense, you're out to lunch, literally. Yeah. If all that traffic is going on right in front of you and you have no idea about it, then something is misdirecting the attention. Yes. We believe there's a real world imposing itself on us when it's completely turned the other way. Yes. Now, one of the reasons why it's turned one way is the action figure. You believing it can go the other way and still be the action figure is insane. Yeah. The action figure is up to the cahoots, up to its neck in the cahoots. Yes. Yes. It's the vehicle of this whole misdirection. You think you're going to use that vehicle to get the clear direction? It's the vehicle for the misdirection. I just don't, you know, it has a different purpose than you think. Yes. Yeah. So you'll see the body in a much different light when you don't see it as you. And I'm telling you, that light not being so focused, I think the body does a lot better under that light than the magnification of taking it to be you. I do. I really do, a lot. And a whole weight gets lifted off the body, really, that it's carrying around. Yeah. Or something, it's being imposed on it. Yeah. So here in this world of traveling heavy or traveling lighter, it gets a basic, much more basic traveling lighter because its emphasis has spread. It's not laser focused, it's yes. And in that dispersing, like a dispersing of light brings a lot of ability to see. A very heavy focus of light is like a laser. It can burn something, yes? But that same light, not focused, dispersed, brings an ability to see a lot of things, yes? Like in Dzogchen in Tibetan Buddhism, Dzogchen is like the non-duality of Tibetan Buddhism. They would talk about it, relaxed awareness, yes? So relaxed awareness, not focused on you as the doer, the thinker, the feel, the taster, but not focused on you. And therefore it's in a state of being relaxed. And then that awareness is flexible to move to different things other than fucking you. Yes. Which is going to enrich your day. When it's constantly focused on you, it enslaves you in a way. Yes. Yeah. Now, focusing more from the enslaved to get out of the enslavement, that's more of the slaving. Yes. You can't, the system, like Einstein said, the system that is producing the problem isn't going to produce the solution to it. So you have to look somewhere else. And here you go. Yeah. And you'll know the tree by its fruits. You will. If the basis of you now is sort of a contentment and, let's say, satisfaction, a lot of things, the agitation, that underlying agitation beget more agitation. Now it's not begetting more agitation. The opposite is happening. You're chilled out, therefore things seem to chill. Yes? Yeah. Now the idea of you will travel both ways, but you'll see that it's an afterthought. Yeah. When it is seen as before the thought, it's the heaviness of your traveling. Yes. Yeah. You're not going to do well as an ends, probably, but you can do pretty good as a means. Yes. That's what AA says. Any life run on self-will would be, you're the end of everything, will not be successful. Yeah. Yeah. So, but the head doesn't think so. It says it can probably try to pull it off, and it's never going to stop trying to pull it off because it doesn't get it. Self does not get that it can't get out of self. It does not get it. I don't believe it's going to get it. But you can see that. You can. Yes. Yeah, because nothing has left the reality, nothing. The reality didn't become the unreal. It's reality still. Yeah, it permeates all of this appearance. Yes. Always available at all times, right where you are, because it's not of time nor of space. Yeah. We are more of that than of this appearance. So if you lose some interest in this, you'll have a sense of that. And it's the greatest leavening agent, because in an unreliable, agitated event, it's not affected by the unreliability and agitation. Yeah, that's where the Son of Man can find a place to rest its head. Yeah, yeah, like it says in the Bible, the Son of Man cannot find a place to rest his head. I think it says something like that. Well, because there isn't a place to rest your head. Places aren't, there's no place to rest, but there's rest. Yeah. Yeah. So it's nice to try to say something you can't say. Just you dance around it. Yeah. But the familiarity is already there. The hearing of it isn't what's familiar. It's what you hear is familiar. Yeah. The message is quite familiar because you, in a sense, know. You're in the knowing of it already. Yeah. It's just been underemphasized, truly. Yeah. And that which is underemphasizing it will now turn around and say, I'm going to start to emphasize it, but that's going to still be an underemphasis. Yeah. So, all right. Anyone else today?
David.
Oh, we have Ernie. Did I get Ernie? Yeah,
Got
Ernie.
Ernie. You just had Ernie. Now comes David.
All right, David. All right.
Hi, Paul. Hello, everyone. I was just interested in a few minutes ago when you touched on the thing like empathy, because I've always felt like this action figure's been a pretty, what's the word, empathetic action figure towards people. Like even the football team I go for is the worst bloody football team you could ever go for, as it wins. And I think I started going for them when I was a very young kid because they were the underdog. I've always gone for the underdog. But out here, I don't know. I think it's from what you said. in Australia at the moment, it seems like it's a disease now to have empathy. It's like you're an empath. There's a bit of a problem with you. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be doing that, which I don't buy into,
Yes.
actually. I feel like I am a little bit like that. And then a lot of times I feel like it's really brought me down. I was just saying to Kathleen before the meeting, I've had a fair bit of anxiety and stuff this week. And when I sort of look at it, it's been through, in a way, through empathy for a person that's been in this little dream of mine on and off for the past 6 years that I have great empathy for. And but it keeps feeling like it brings me unstuck. It gets to a point, and then I sort of break down, and we go our separate ways, and then somehow that connection seems to happen again. And it's sort of like, I think you said once that with people with alcoholism and things like that, that the people that sort of can't help them are usually the people that are closest to them. You know, it usually, I think it takes a stranger to sort of finally have things click in for them. That's sort of so sad for me, because I want to sort of help this person. I know I'm not God. I sort of want to help, but I know I can't in a weird way, other than just being there. But when I'm there, it breaks me down. You know, it's too much for me. And the other little thing on the empathy, just getting off that, I worked with an ex-SAS soldier once, SAS, Special Forces soldiers, and he wasn't in it anymore, and he told me that when you're going through that there's only 1% of regular army, or 1 or 10% that can even get a go at being SAS. And then there's only 1% of that 10% that become an SAS soldier, because what even in training and everything, what they're looking for is people with no empathy. Like they don't want you to, so you don't even get through training if there's a sign that you've got empathy, which is very sad for them in a way, and why I think they struggle after the army to fit into real life. I mean, you sort of help and build a bit of a monster in a way. Yeah. Anyway, but that's all I wanted to say. It's just that I seem to go round and round and round and round and round with this person. And I do the things
Yeah,
like,
maybe try something different.
yeah,
Give it a break. If especially you just said you can't seem to handle it, so I'll admit that, and don't put yourself in the position to handle it if you can't handle it. We have a
yeah, that's
statement
it.
in the AA. The ideal is to practice these principles in all your affairs, but if you can't, limit the affairs, yeah, for that time being. So tell the truth that, hey, I'm outmatched. So if I see somebody, I remember there was a thing in AA, they would warn you if you were going to go see somebody, uh, who was fucked up and be of help, you'd have to go with 2 people. It'd be important to go with 2 people. Yeah, which I didn't follow that rule all the time. And there's one time, this lady I went out with when I was my first year of sobriety, she went out after 20 years, and she was going in and out for 8 years. And she called me this one night, and I went there to see her, to be available. And it would have been better with another person with me, because she tried to do almost anything to get. It was just weird, and it was weird to see those movements coming from the person I thought I knew. It was just very yeah. So I said it would have been probably pretty wise to go with another person there at that event.
That's
She ended up
that's
her own
that's
life.
exactly what that's exactly what I'm talking about. I start off all strong with this person, let's say, but then I break down as quick as they are,
Yeah,
you know.
so well, in that case, if you can, go to the sideline for a while. Get
Yeah,
off at the rest stop. Yeah, seriously. It's just common sense. If you're outmatched, don't go into the, don't gird your loins. Just fucking No,
It's,
mo-
it's, ama-
no,
it's
mo-
amazing how stubborn this action figure can be,
yes, the head, because
throwing itself back into the shit all the time. You
it's
know?
not, you gotta get, it's not a very, very good container for wisdom. You have to hear the wisdom from some other place. Yeah. And let that wisdom from that other place start overriding the insane mental logic, because the head does not, it does, you can give it tons of evidence that what it's doing is not working and it will still try to work. It's just, you can't, it's a program. Don't, it's sort of like trying to convince your iPad to be a Mac Pro or something. It's got a program, it can, yeah, yeah. So, and then you're getting pissed off that it can't, it should be a Mac Pro. No, it's an iPad. So yes,
Yeah.
recognize stuff, and just doesn't mean it's forever. You just take a break. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I remember when I was, oh, yeah. All right. Anyone else? I had a group when I was younger in the program, like 34 years ago. And when certain groups came and sort of confronted me, it wasn't going to go anywhere if to have a debate, because they uh they saw everything as evidence to confirm their bias. It was no, and so the first one or two times they would be at a big meeting we were at, and then I'd get into something, and I realized, no, it's not going anywhere. And so, and that my head would always want to argue maybe, but the wisdom overrode it, because it was a bigger purpose than me. That we were, it was to me, there was a sanctity in what was coming through Paul, there was a sanctity to it. And I joke around a lot, but I have a seriousness about it. And like with, yeah, and I don't, and my little petty drives are hopefully are put into a secondary position to concerning the primary point. Yeah. And so it would have been robbing other people of something if I just got engaged with these folks. And they were looking for fights anyway. They wanted to prove themselves right. And we weren't in the right or wrong business. We were just offering an invitation to see something anew. That's all. I wasn't fucking combating what they were involved in, but they saw it that way, Yeah. All right. Okay, thanks. Let's see. Start saying goodbye. We'll say goodbye to our two questioners tonight first. Ernie, David. Yeah. David. Yep. Kathleen, Roxanne. All of you are lifetime members of Zen Bitstop. Yes? Yeah. The benefits should be kicking in sooner or later, hopefully. Yeah. Ali, get better, bro. We need to see you here. So, yeah, get your stiff knee in the car and drive over. All right, Stephen Mack, nice to see you. Teresa, nice to see you, Teresa. Judy Love, as always.
Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome. Sean, North Cal. Where are you in North Cal, Sean?
I'm in Mendocino, in
Oh,
Point,
Mendocino, nice.
Point Arena on the coast.
Oh yeah, I used to boogie board at Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's why I moved here for that wave. I
Yeah,
surfed. Yeah.
but I would do it at the little beach under the pier, because you'd have to paddle way out when you go to where the surfers go. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Uh-huh.
that inside left and then the
Yes.
outside right. Yeah.
But on certain days, it would be good for boogie boarding right off underneath that pier area. Ah, Point Arenas, yes. It's a nice spot. Do they have that restaurant still, that big wood building?
Bluetooth device is
I
connected.
lost you. Yeah, Puerto Rico. You had
Sorry, my speaker died.
it's okay. I was just going down memory lane. It's okay. We've got, so good. Nice to see you, Sean. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. James Olson, as always. The nefarious Olson brothers. James is usually in the void and Alan appears. That's good. Nice to see you, both of you. Maury Kavanaugh. Moira. Oh, that's oh. The significant lesser is over here. Greg, yes. Okay. Nice to see you. John R. John, nice to see you, brother. All's well there? Yeah, good. John's he came when we did the Zooms early on. Nice to see you. He's an alumni. It's nice. We have reunions. He's in the 1 every 4 year plan. Drops in. That's all right. Works. Eric SoCal. Nice to see you. It's nice that the kidney is benign. Whatever it was.
Life is
Susan,
benign.
yeah. Susan Harris. Always a pleasure to see you. Shannon Corkery. Yeah. Frank Tucson. He once was a man who needed mayonnaise. Anu, as always. Andrew. Bob Crossman. Bob, how are you? You're hanging in with us. That's good, eh? Yeah. Okay, well, hey, thank you so much for tonight. We'll be here again tomorrow and Saturday. If you're interested, Zen Bitch Slap, every event, Zoom event has the same number and there's no password. So if some of the days are missing, just hit whatever day is and it'll get you to the meeting that day.
Just hit
All
the
right.
Zoom link, Paul. We just tapped the
The
Zoom
Zoom
link.
link, yeah, any Zoom link takes you to the same
Yes.
place, yes.
Thank you so much.
Hey, see you guys. Yeah, nice to see you again, Kathleen.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Kathleen.
Paul.
Thanks for
Thank you,
Thank you
Paul.
all.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Everybody.
Gabby.